The time is upon us. That's right. It's the time for the JRPG Weekly Update. I'm SuperDerek. Let's get into this news, guys. Starting with the big news that just happened not too long ago, just this week, in fact, and I will be covering stuff that happened further back, don't worry. But this week, the big news is, of course, Final Fantasy VII Remake got a new trailer, and it looks outstanding. I gotta be totally honest, I never had that deep connection to Final Fantasy VII that a lot of other people had. I didn't experience it until way later after it was released, and I had already had my come to RPGs moment with Earthbound much prior to that. So I know that it has a much deeper impact on other people, but for me, it generally is just kind of like, eh. Now that said, this new trailer that they released looks amazing. I gotta admit, I am suddenly fully ready to be playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake. I still am a little disappointed, in fact quite disappointed, that it's not a turn-based battle system. But I've had time to get over that, and now this could be a lot of fun. I still haven't seen a whole lot of gameplay. Nobody really has seen a whole lot of gameplay, but the visuals, if that's the only thing we can really judge this thing on is its audio and visual presentation of the trailer, then yeah, they've got that nailed. And just like I said in my Kingdom Hearts review, never let it be said that Squaresoft doesn't know how to make a beautiful video game. So that's what we've got right now, is a really awesome rockin' trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Pretty hyped, about as hyped as you can get given everything that we have as far as information goes, which is not a whole lot. That said, they will be releasing more information in June, according to the trailer, which most likely is indicative of their E3 presentation or E3 video that they're going to put out this year. So hopefully we'll get more awesome news at Sony's E3 presentation. Or is it going to be Square Enix's E3 presentation? Probably both, honestly. And I'm pretty sure that Final Fantasy VII is still going to be pieced out to us, as evidenced by the trailer, basically just kind of showing the same intro areas that you'd see in the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. So they're still pretty much entirely in Midgar. I don't think they actually left Midgar in the trailer. So that seems to be pretty indicative that this is going to be, again, what we already know is that it's going to be pieced out. Now, we also got another trailer for Trails of Cold Steel 3, which is going to be coming to PS4 here pretty soon, which is very exciting. Again, a lot of people are still a little hesitant because it's being handled by Nippon Ichi Software of America, but still holding out hopes here that this is going to be amazing, because the same people who localized the previous entries in this series are going to be working on this one. So I'm not too worried. I often have bad news to talk about when I mention Bethesda. They used to be that company that made Morrowind and Oblivion and Fallout 3, and they could do no wrong, but man, guys, I am so happy to tell you that Bethesda done good today. Or not today, a couple days ago. They released an update for Fallout 76 that has numerous quality of life improvements and other bug fixes and stuff, and so far that's been really well received. And I know that should be par for the course for patches and things, but that bar has kind of been lowered in recent years, in recent months. I feel like you can't just talk about it when companies mess up. You gotta at least address it and treat it fair, right? You gotta be fair. So Bethesda, good job, guys. Bravo. Do more of that. Do more of that, and hopefully Fallout 76 can be turned around. And why stop there? Keep doing this good upward momentum. Keep that going all the way to your next game, and maybe I'll buy that one. Keep it up, guys. Something Classic has released onto the Nintendo Switch their indie RPG Shadows of Adam. It's been on my backlog for so long, and I meant to talk about it already in a review, but it just hasn't worked out so far. But in the meantime, I do want to say these guys are solid. Go pick up a copy from the eShop. It's digital only for now, but they are talking about potentially, maybe down the line, doing a physical release, maybe. Does that sound non-committal enough yet? Because it's really non-committal. And if they do a physical release, I just said do. If they do a physical release down the line, go pick it up then too. But for now, Jared from Avalanche Reviews has a pretty solid review of Shadows of Adam. If you are on the fence about this, go check out his review. It's a stellar game, and I can't wait to get my hands on my copy. Moving on, we have got some new announcements, some new game announcements. Why have I not already talked about this kind of news? And this is Persona 5 Royal. That's right, Persona 5 Royal. Did I call that a couple of months ago? You know, I did say Persona 5 Royale, but I think I'm going to claim that. Yeah, I called Persona 5 the Royal. It's probably just going to be Persona 5 Royal once it's released into the States, but the Royal, or Persona 5 Royal, is going to basically be exactly what I was hoping, which was basically a Persona 4 Golden treatment of the game. Sort of a remake, maybe not a remake, a remixed version, an enhanced remake that expands the storyline, includes new confidants, new social links, dungeons, music, and it features a whole new third semester. If you aren't familiar with this already, Persona 5 has 2 semesters of gameplay, basically of storyline, and they're going to be expanding that by 50%, based on what I'm understanding. And in some discussions that have come out since this amazing trailer came out, the developers have said that they are expected to go beyond the expectations of those who played Persona 4 Golden. So take what they did with Persona 4 Golden and expand upon that. Go beyond those expectations that they set. That sounds really promising. And honestly, I can't wait to play through this again when it does come out, because let's face it, I will. It's been long enough that I'm just already so hyped for Persona 5 Royal. And also, as an added bonus for people who have already played Persona 5, they did announce that you can import your game save into Persona 5 Royal for some bonus content, though they said that you won't be able to continue your save file, so don't go in expecting to, just be able to pick up where it left off, because there are new storyline elements that are introduced throughout the entirety of the game. Still no word on whether or not this expansion will be DLC or not. My guess, though, is not. Don't get your hopes up on that. It's probably going to be a separate release for $60, and yes, I will happily hand over $60 for that game when it does happen. Now, we did also shortly after that get another trailer, another announcement of Persona 5S. I was really, really hoping, and I think everybody was really, really hoping for Persona 5 Switch. But no, we got Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers. It's a Dynasty Warriors clone, which a lot of people really like, but a lot of people also really don't like. And in the wake of that, there was a bit of a hullabaloo, a bit of a hubbub, one of those things. There was a clamor from the fans who were a little underwhelmed with that release. They hyped it up quite a bit, and, well, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel. I don't play Dynasty Warriors games, the hack and slashes of that variety, though maybe this would be the game to get me into that, I guess. I have to say, though, I feel bad for Koei Tecmo. Yeah, I feel bad for Koei Tecmo, because every time that someone's like, oh, a new Zelda game, oh, a new Dragon Warrior game, or Dragon Quest game. Oh, why am I still saying Dragon Warrior? A new Dragon Quest game, and now, oh, great, a new Persona 5 game. They have to bust in through the wall like the world's worst Kool-Aid man. Oh, yeah, here's some Dynasty Warriors for you. I mean, it's kind of a divisive thing, but it seems like that's sort of just ah, good for them though. They're getting chances to get their hands on more games, and hopefully they're going to do something cool with Persona 5 Scramble. Although, honestly, my expectations are pretty low. But that's just me. So I hope that if you like this sort of game, I hope you're excited. Good. I'm glad you are. Awesome. Now, we also got another bit of news about Octopath Traveler. Now, when last we left off in the JRPG weekly-ish update, I said that South Korea had their ratings approved for Octopath Traveler on PC, and I was like, that's probably indicative that it's going to come to PC. And if it's going to PC, there's no way you can contain that to South Korea. And I was absolutely right because, basically right after that announcement, right after that episode of the update, they announced that Octopath Traveler is in fact coming to Steam on June 7th, 2019. So a little less than a month from now. So who knows, maybe in the next JRPG weekly-ish update, I can announce that it did release. And I think that I'm really excited for this when it does come out because when it's on PC, I fully expect that some team of mods and hackers are going to crack this little thing open and make something beautiful out of it. Get on it, guys. I gotta see what you can do with this engine. I really want to see maybe I don't know, Final Fantasy IV or Final Fantasy VI, maybe not entirely made within a few months, but at least like maybe a proof of concept would be super sweet to see. And well, anyways, besides that, also during the Sony State of Play conference, it's a video that they released. They actually kicked it off with announcing Monster Hunter World is getting Iceborne DLC on September 6th, which again, I don't necessarily consider it to be an RPG, but hey, if Monster Hunter World won RPG of the year last year, who am I to disagree? So there's some news for you. Also, Kingdom Hearts 3, that they released a update, a free DLC / patch that adds critical mode to the gameplay, that adds New Game Plus for people who have already played through Kingdom Hearts 1, who've already played through Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time. And all in all, it's a really stellar update. I am not going to go update my copy and play it because I'm so Kingdom Hearts out. But yeah, I'm really excited for the fact that it does exist now, because that's going to address a lot of the difficulty problems or lack thereof that I had with the game when I played through it, and a lot of other people had this same experience. It was just underwhelmingly easy. So now with the critical mode enabled, and also I think it also has reworked enemy AI. If that's the case, that should also affect just the other gameplay modes as well, and maybe make things a little less monotonous as you play through the game. Knock on wood. I hope that if you're playing the game, that you have more fun with the challenge that it presents you than I did, because the challenge is really just what was lacking, and I touched on that slightly in my review. And also we got a new announcement of God Eater 3 coming to Nintendo Switch on July 12th. And it's going to feature local network multiplayer. And when I say local network multiplayer, that sounds kind of like an oxymoron, but local network meaning like you're both, sitting side by side, connected to the same Wi-Fi network. That sort of local. So, that's what I mean by local network. I'm tech support. I know these things inherently. I just want to make sure I'm not under-explaining for the lay people out there. Also, there was another announcement of a Korean action RPG called Project Eve, which was just announced, really, and it's still early in development, but they've released a little bit of a trailer for it, and basically all that I've seen in it is this game features a pretty girl who looks vaguely Korean. So if that sounds like it's up your alley, keep your eye on this one. I wish I had more to tell you about it, but it's still so early to call. Well, we got some release date updates that have come out since my last JRPG Weekly-ish update, and that one of those is that Trails of Cold Steel 2 is making its way over to the PlayStation 4, and you can expect to see that on June 4 again, early June, so that's going to be right next to your Octopath Traveler PC release. So, hey, June's going to be a good week for people who've not got a chance to play some games on their original platforms. Also, Super Neptunia Rpg, we talked about that a while ago. I believe that's being made by a Canadian developer. It is, though, a Japanese-style RPG, based on what I'm seeing, and that's coming to PC on June 20th for the... also on PS4 and Nintendo Switch on June 25th. That's right. And in other non-news, Grandia 1 and 2 HD for the Nintendo Switch, we've still not heard anything, and I'm honestly starting to get concerned, and that's kind of the news about that one. I'm a little concerned about Grandia 1 and 2. I'm really, really hoping that we'll hear something by E3 or at E3 this year, because the last I had heard of it was back in basically a tweet back in January, saying that there weren't really any new details. So, yeah, it's a little concerning, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Come on, Gung Ho. Come on, we need you. East 9 is going to be coming out in Japan on September 26th of this year, and then presumably sometime after that we'll get our English release, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. Tactical RPG Arc of Alchemist was delayed until winter of this year. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is releasing in late June, and also it was given a pretty substantial makeover due to fan outcry of thinking it looked a little bit ugly, so they released a pretty fun tongue-in-cheek sort of trailer addressing it. And in localization announcements, Azure Lane Crosswave is coming to the United States in 2020 on the PlayStation 4, and oh, please don't make me try to pronounce this. Utawareru Monozan. It's so hard. Utawareru Monozan will be releasing in North America and Europe this fall for the PlayStation 4, and hopefully by then they have a new title for it, because otherwise people are going to have a really hard time tracking this down. And, you know, keep your eyes out for that one, because that's probably going to be a rare game, because no one's going to know how to order it because they can't spell it. Project Sakura Wars is also going to be coming to the West in spring of 2020. And now it's time for the return of a long-awaited segment that I just haven't really had a whole lot of news to cover about it. SuperDerek News. My eyes are killing me right now. What's up with that? I've finally finished working on the Kingdom Hearts series of reviews. And just as a personal aside, I'm probably never going to marathon an entire series like that ever again. Not because I ran out of stamina, but I feel like as I was releasing Kingdom Hearts game after Kingdom Hearts game, I was losing viewers pretty substantially. And I never stopped to consider whether my viewership would have the stamina to, consume that much Kingdom Hearts content. And that is something that I didn't stop to consider until far too late. So, series reviews, I'm going to put those on hold, probably indefinitely, until something else comes up. You might also notice that behind me, I have this beautiful new set. I have this rock wall pillar behind me, and, things are looking a little bit different from when we last saw each other. And that's because, in addition to making this behind me, I'm really proud of that. I'll actually probably have a video showing how I made that sometime later on. In addition to that, I've moved upstairs. I'm no longer in a basement, though you probably couldn't tell. I have basically had to cover all the windows here with all my shelving and stuff. That was a response to some moisture coming in through the walls. Nothing was damaged though, we're good. Just moved it upstairs for preventative measures. So we're all set here. And also, now over on Twitch, I'm streaming my way through Fallout New Vegas and all of its DLCs. So if you're interested in Fallout New Vegas, you're in luck, because that's what I'm going to review next. If you want to see that, be sure to go over to twitch.tv/SuperDerek and, give me a follow if you want. That'd be pretty cool. We could hang out, we could talk. Also, the game that I'll be covering after that is currently up for vote in the SuperDerek Discord server. If you're not already over there, you probably should be. There are links in the video description. That vote that I was just talking about, though, that is specifically for people who are supporting me through Patreon and as Twitch subscribers. If you are interested in participating in that vote, those are some options available to you. Now, as for games that are coming out next week, or this week rather, there's not many, but I did find one that's coming out this week, and that is Death End Request, which is coming out on Steam on the 16th. So I hope that you guys had a wonderful week, a wonderful month. I hope that until next time I see you guys, that you have a wonderful whatever that is. And anyways, I will see you guys next time. I am SuperDerek, and this was all news to me.